programming. So I started with my career with C++ programming, and on top of it, I learned Python and Python, Java. I worked in Java. I worked in UI technologies, but 90% of my expertise is completely into Python programming language. So about Nexla, as I said, we are into data operations domain, and you can see more about Nexla in the mentioned website, nexla.com. And I'm right now working as a solutions architect over there. So my roles and responsibility is to work closely with customers, understand their requirement, and implement their data operations use cases in Nexla platform. Okay. So when it comes to programming, you will come across, if you search for Google about programming languages, you will come across hundreds of programming language. So what is special about Python? So when you see a legacy programming languages like C or C++ or any modern languages like Java or Golang, so you can see there is always a Gibberish language involved in that. That means you need to understand if there is something called syntax, if there is something called the headers, you have to understand what does that actually mean, and why are we using that in the Python? Why are we using that in the languages? So, but when it comes to Python, it's like a kind of English only. So when you say print hello world, it just print hello world in the terminal. But when you want to print a similar hello world in a C++ or in a Java, you have to write like 6 to 7 lines of code, and then only you will be able to print out any statement. So that's the ease of usability of Python. So you can grab a 10th grade or 12th grade student, train them. Okay, this is how Python works, and they should be able to start writing codes in Python and implementing logics. So, but for the other languages, you need a training prior to you work on programming, and that is how Python has become so popular that it is easy to learn and easy to what is it? So please spin the window. You guys keep on switching. Okay. Yeah. Um, that is how Python has gained its familiarity across the world of ease of usage. And when it comes to reading the code, it's always a challenge when you wanted to rewrite a code someone else have written. So when it comes to legacy code, it will be difficult for you to read and understand what the logic is and rewrite or make some changes or do some bug fixes on top of it. But when it comes to Python, it's like a English terminologies. So also the Python doesn't require any special syntaxes. It just requires a tabular spaces. So it's just indentation. You can see here, right? So this is on first level. This is on the second level. Similar to this, Python requires indentation, and the logic should be implemented accordingly. And when it comes to maintenance of the code, because of this indentation option, it becomes very easy for anyone to maintain a proper structure and maintain the readability of code. And also, since Python has become a familiar language across the world, there are a lot of libraries ready that are already available in the market. It's just a matter of you utilizing that and implementing your logics on top of it. Either it could be logging, or it could be integrating with a database, or integrating with a logging mechanism, um, or speaking to another service. And also, it supports a vast community. There are lots of people around the globe who are using Python for their day-to-day usage, so that if you are stuck at any sort of logic or any part of the Python programming, you get a very good support compared to other programming languages in the market. So that is why the Python is very familiar across the world. So what is Python? So as you know, Python is a programming language, And this is a kind of interpreter language. What does it mean is it doesn't require any fancy compiler to run its code. It just, if you want to use Python, it's just a matter of downloading the Python compiler, installing in your machine. Either it could be Windows or it could be Linux or it could be Mac OS. Just have to download and you can start working on it. There is no kind of prerequisite setup to be made in your system, and it's as easy as that. And yeah, and also Python supports different sort of programming so different sort of programming paradigms, be it object oriented or be it functional programming or be it procedural programming. It supports everything under a single umbrella. So history of Python. So why